Okay, today's lesson is on the water cycle. This is lesson number 2. And we're going to read this together. Okay, it says rain is the most common form of precipitation in the water cycle. Rain forms in thick, dark clouds. When water drops or ice crystals inside these clouds get too heavy or large for the air to hold them up, the rain begins. These drops of rain get very large and heavy when warm. Wet air rises and causes lots of drops to become heavy and fall. This especially happens when water in warm air rises and forms thunder clouds, which usually bring heavy torrents of rain. Rain also happens when warm, wet air is pushed up and over hills. As air rises over the hills, the air condenses and rain falls. Other forms of precipitation include snow, which is ice crystals, and sleet, which is a mixture of rain and melting snow. In very warm areas of the world, raindrops increase in size within clouds by smashing into each other. Rain, which falls as light drizzle, is usually very small drops, less than 1/100th of an inch in diameter. In contrast, raindrops during a thunderstorm can be 10 times as large. Okay, so I'm going to have you answer these questions. Let me see if we can put this bigger. No, that's okay. All right, which forms of precipitation, rain, snow, sleet, drizzle, hail, are most common where you live in the course of a year? Number 2 is, how do you feel about rain? Do you like walking in the rain? Do you like to watch it fall? Do you like heavy rain or light ones? What does a rain do to your mood? Number 3, do you often or ever get snow in your part of the country? Do you enjoy or dread snow? What enjoyable things can you do during and after a snowstorm? And number 4, suppose you lived through a drought like many Americans did in the West and South during the 1930s. How would this lack of rain affect your family? How would it affect you? Have you ever read about the Dust Bowl? Okay, so you're going to answer those on your own. And then here's some water cycle facts. Study the water cycle facts, respond to the questions below. And it has the water cycle, the constant movement of water from evaporation to precipitation. Dew point, point at which water vapor cools and condenses into drops of water. Rain, the most common form of precipitation. Evaporation, process in which liquid water becomes water vapor. Snow, very cold form of precipitation. Condensation, process in which water vapor turns into drops of water. Precipitation, term for rain, snow, and other water falling through the air to earth. Clouds, the visible liquid moisture in the air. Water vapor, invisible gas carrying water in the air. And rivers, precipitation soon runs into these water channels. And then there's 5 questions for you to answer. What is the primary form of precipitation where you live? Does it change depending upon the season of the year? Number 2, what are the 2 processes that are constantly converting water to a gas and then a liquid? And that you can find right here. And let's go to the next questions. Number 3, do you think that you could see well enough to find your way in a cloud? Explain. Number 4, what is the term for all forms of water falling in the air? And number 5, where does most of the water in a river flow into eventually?